This episode of The Modern Rogue brought to you by Squarespace.
Go to squarespace.com/rogue and use promo code ROGUE to get 10% off your first purchase.
And don't forget to take that free trial. That's right, take it. Take that free trial.
You don't have to.
It's a bit aggressive.
You don't have to be aggressive.
I mean,
you type
it's
in
a trial,
Rogue
so
and-
you have to give it back. Back again with our quartermaster, Cory Cranfill. What are we doing this time?
Making ingots with fire.
Just fire. You
Just fire.
make fire and you're like, oh, ingots, please summon ye.
Not how it works in Minecraft, man.
No.
Then let's actually make a forge then. How about that?
Yeah, so I understand that a forge is basically a way to get lots of oxygen and have everything heavily insulated so that you preserve all the heat from the flame all in one place for as long as you can, right?
Yes, in order to melt metals or whatever you want to melt.
And this is a pretty familiar build that we've seen on the internet, but the principles are all the same, much like when we did the forge with Chris Farrell at Fergal Blades.
Yes, exactly the same.
Oh, wow. Whoa! Oh!
God, that looks amazing.
Except now we're going to use a paint can.
Okay, so you got a paint can, and I assume you want to mount it down on something.
Yes, I just built a little base out of a 2x4s. So now what we want to do is take this and screw it to this so it's nice and secure.
Okay, I feel like Cory's about to join our club.
Injury?
I'm looking
The
at those
injury?
ungloved hands.
It's like somehow he drilled a hole in the map gas.
There we go.
Okay, so once it's totally secure on there, is it gonna live vertically or horizontally?
It depends on what you're doing.
Okay.
So if you're going to actually drop things in a crucible, then obviously it will sit more like this. We'll probably actually put it into vise,
Okay.
right? So it holds nice and steady. But if not, if you were going to melt a rod, then you would set it on its side, so that way you could melt
Okay,
the steel rod.
and so if I understand a forge right, this will all be insulated on the inside, but we
Yes.
need some kind of vent hole, so I assume that's what this is for.
Correct.
And,
Like the Dakota fire pit.
It looks roughly like a forge. I assume air goes in tiny hole, fuels essentially a forge vessel over here. So I see it burning hotter. Oh, there we go. We got a boring bit on there as
Yes,
well.
which is the incorrect bit. I don't want to hear anything about it.
Oh, Jesus.
So we want to go in about an inch from the bottom, maybe an inch and a half. So about that for the
Somebody
center.
out there is just screaming eye protection.
So now what we have to do is just thread this in there and maybe borrow a pair of pliers.
You don't need like Teflon tape or anything? For,
No.
I mean, I guess that's just going to melt anyway. with all the heat.
And this will all be sealed in with the plaster of Paris and sand mixture that we're going to use for our insulation.
Okay, got it.
So you just get it in there about halfway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just enough to poke through the insulation,
Okay.
which is about 3/4 of an inch is what we're going to build.
Okay.
So let's have some fun playing with some sand and some water.
I assume that's what
and
this
some
is
plaster
for?
of Paris. That's
What plaster of Paris is just flour, right?
it. I don't know.
No. Let's find out.
It's flour from Paris. So we need 50-50 ratio. So we
Okay.
need let's do about 3 cups
Okay,
of sand
so-
and about 3 cups of
That's about.
plaster of Paris.
There we go.
There we go, yeah.
And one of these.
I mean, it looks like flour. Are we sure we can't eat this?
I mean, I would not recommend it, judging by the taste, because I might have tasted it earlier. So we kind of give that a little bit of a mix.
You don't use your hands?
Yep, I do.
Well, then why are you? Here,
Because it was a long way away from me.
I'll use a hand. There you go.
And then
Okay.
we need enough water to make that kind of a Play-Doh consistency.
All right, here we go. Jason.
Are we getting in there?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Time?
It's time.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Actually, it's really satisfying when it gets all goopy in your hands. Keep going. Keep going.
All right.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Have you ever made anything out of plaster of Paris?
I remember you take a balloon and you dip some newspaper in it and you wrap it around the balloon and then you pop the balloon. And
That is not. Wait, is
Paper mache.
that's
paper mache. That's what I'm
It's
thinking
different.
of. That
Yeah,
is
I was like,
flour.
what is that called? That is flour.
Okay.
yes.
All right. I think we're good.
Okay.
All right. So now what?
Working. So now
Okay.
we pack it down in there. Basically fill it up, and then we will create the cavity.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
because
just
I was
cram
wondering.
it all the way down in there.
All
Don't
right,
worry
here.
about blocking this hole. We'll push it out in a minute.
Do you fit? Right.
Yeah.
Do you ever do this at the beach? You go.
That's satisfying.
Okay, fill all the way up.
Yep.
I hope we have enough.
We also have to make the cavity, so we might be able to spread those out on the side.
Okay, so what do we want to use to make the cavity?
Fingers. So just get in there and mash it against the sides.
Okay, here we go. So
Stick your fingers in there.
now, do I want to reach the hole at the bottom, or
Yes.
Watch out for the screws. Don't.
take a look at that here? You want to? Here.
That's all right. Typically, you want the hole at the top to be smaller, so more of the heat stays inside. So think of a light bulb.
Okay.
Okay.
Then,
Yeah.
like if you
okay.
mashed a light bulb down in there.
Yeah.
So you got a smaller hole at the top and a bigger bulb at the bottom.
And this is just play sand for like a sand pit.
Yes.
And you can get both the plaster of Paris and the sand, bag of sand at like a hardware store. Or
Yes.
whatever.
Yes.
It's
Or a
nothing-
craft store
Okay.
as well. Yep.
And it's fine if it's kind of bubbling over the
Yep.
top. and all that?
Exactly. Doesn't matter
Okay.
at all, other than aesthetics of whatever you want it to look like.
Okay, so there is a fine-sized vessel in the inside here.
Great.
And we've got a nice narrow top.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost done. Like that?
Yep. Then what we do, and you get my hands dirty too.
They look like big, strong hands.
All right, we got it mostly built now.
Yeah.
So the last little bit that we need to make sure to do is clear out the hole for the flame.
You want to do that before everything totally dries.
Yes, you could technically drill it out, but that would be a lot of work and effort versus just poking this in there and clearing it out. So now, normally we'd just take and wipe this down, get it cleaned up however you want to. But for now, you can just do a little quick test. You can test this and actually use it the first time. It just won't be as hot because of all the moisture inside. We'll
Right.
pull all the heat out. So all we have to do is start up the
And
flame.
this is MAP gas, not propane.
Yes. Now technically you could use propane, but MAP gas gets a little hotter. It's propylene versus propane. So it gets 3,730 degrees versus propane gets to 3,600 degrees. So this will just do it a little faster.
I'm surprised at how quickly the heat dissipates. Like you can, here, put your hands right here, you can barely feel it.
Yep.
Oh wow. Yeah.
That's why you want to build that bulb shape on the inside.
So
to be
it
able to
keeps
hold
it
that
all
heat.
in
Yep.
there. And once all this hardens, it doesn't get crumbly and fall off. Does this all kind of becomes like a mass of stone?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
it does. Yeah, it's light concrete, obviously not as hard as concrete, but it does stay relatively firm.
So that is why we can feel good about just letting full-on metal melt into it, is because
Well,
it's not
we'll-
like it's going to soak into anything.
Correct, but we'll actually use a crucible inside of it.
Okay, let's show a nicer version.
Yes. All right.
Oh.
A nicer version.
Pretty much the same thing.
That's pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same thing.
And you've already got the Crucible in here. What is that? Carbonite?
Close. Graphite.
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 Okay.
Yes.
Wait, does it draw? Oh, it does.
It does.
Oh.
This is basically made out of charcoal. It's actually coke, is what it's called. It's a byproduct of charcoal.
Okay.
And so you can actually get this up to nearly the same temperature as diamonds. So 3,600 degrees Celsius. So super hot before that thing melts.
Okay, so this is just on Amazon, right?
Yes.
And I assume you want to buy a few of these because it looks like it's brittle, and if you drop it, it'll probably crack.
Sure, or you could just not drop it and break it.
Yeah.
Well,
Come on.
welcome to the modern road, Cory.
All right, and now and you wouldn't
Not-
want to just drop it. You would
No,
want to use tongs or
Yep.
whatever.
Yep. And then also we'll get the fire started first to get this to heating up.
And then you put it in.
Yes, and then you put it in.
So right now we're just trying to get everything in there super hot, including all of the mass
Yes.
in there.
As soon as I see the flames going well, then I'll drop that down in there.
Okay.
It'll turn glowing red hot, and then we can start dropping metal down in there. Excuse me, Jason. We got good flames going. Now we just drop that bad boy down in there.
Okay.
So now we wait a couple minutes for that to get glowing red hot. In the meantime, we can go ahead and start prepping our...
We get our cans.
Hey, we got that on lock, man. We've got
Yes.
so many cans around here.
These are actually all from Brian's desk.
I believe it.
All of them.
That's not
And
even a...
these are the only ones that I could carry.
No
There were so many.
IPAs?
So I assume what? We cut these up into little
Yeah,
pieces?
so let me show the first one so that way
Okay.
you don't slice yourself. Actually, we do have
Gloves.
cut gloves.
Hey.
So the first thing I want to do is cut off these ends
Yep.
for this particular one because this is a very small crucible. So
you want thin, even, like
Yes.
like confetti strips.
Yep.
So close to joining our club.
I got a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie.
No.
I felt a little puckering down below.
No. Fine. It's fine. Okay, so now that I got it
You
cut.
can take this part slow.
No.
It's cool.
We've got time. It's gonna be a while till it's red hot.
So now I take it and I fold it.
You don't want to do that with cut gloves on?
No.
You because
This way I can feel it.
okay.
I feel what I'm doing.
I cut myself on a manila
I'm
folder.
wearing cut gloves watching.
Yeah.
Just like I feel more
Can
comfortable.
I put them
this
over
way.
my eyes so it's... Ugh.
So now we get this, I put some kinks in it, so that way it doesn't unfold.
Yeah, sure.
But now is obviously too long to fit in the Crucible, so I take and I cut about 1-inch strips, roughly.
Not cool.
It's fine. So now we can actually take and drop those in there.
But you don't have to use aluminum cans. You can use all sorts of other materials.
Yes, aluminum works well in this. You could theoretically get this hot enough to be brass, to melt brass. Brass, I believe, is 1700 degrees.
What is the melting temperature for aluminum?
It's exactly this much,
Yep, that checks out. Cool.
this high,
That high?
that high.
That's, With the map gas, it gets to 3,730 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yep.
I wonder if we could put just like regular coins in there, like currency?
You could, copper would melt in there, steel, so you could actually use a steel rod and actually melt it and pound it out.
Now, I wonder, so we're gonna melt it down, it's gonna be a liquid, we're gonna pull it out, and I assume we're gonna pour it into a mold, right?
Yes.
We mentioned ingots, so you, this is more of the exact same graphite.
Yes, graphite, yep.
So this way you make a whole bunch of little metal cubes.
Yep.
Similar for, remember with the lockpicking lawyer,
Right.
he had made a whole bunch of cubes, so
With
it
the
was
woods
easy.
metal.
Yeah, exactly.
I did learn a tip though with these. So I like to warm these up just a little bit. So that way when I pour the metal in here, it gives me just a second longer to make sure that the metal's coated everything. If not, this is so cold that the metal can just like freeze up.
But
Yep.
now we get to reveal that this is all so we could produce death ingots. How much was that cast?
$30-something, $35.
Not bad. Okay.
If you wanted to make your own, maybe one-time use version of that, what other materials could you use to pour it into? I guess sand.
Sand.
You could make
Sand.
an
Plaster
impression.
of Paris. Probably.
Yeah.
So we
Yep.
could make something if we wanted to ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
This is one of those in the comments.
Yeah.
We will absolutely follow this
We are-
up with a suggestion of us making a custom something using this method. Suggest in the comments.
We are ready. Check out the glow on that.
Oh yeah. All right, so I
Yep.
could just drop them in?
Yep.
So long, IPA. Now it'll melt itself down
It
right
will.
down in there.
Now I usually make sure it gets into the Crucible.
Oh no, but I like watching. Look at that visual.
Yeah. By the way, I wouldn't breathe this.
Oh,
I mean, we're mostly good in this massive warehouse, but
Well
we are burning aluminum, so
here's a diet ginger ale. I like that I'm visiting these ghosts of drinks past.
This is way more fun than recycling, by
Yeah.
the way.
I mean, we are recycling.
We are.
We're making death ingots. Well, how long do I have until this? I guess this
that
only...
steel, that'll take forever for that to,
Oh, there we go.
yeah. See, if you kind of help them down in there, you see when it glows a brighter orange,
So long, community IPA.
that's the impurities.
How do you know
burning
when
off.
it's ready?
When it's all the way liquid.
Yeah.
This is a great activity to do while you're wearing flip-flops. So long, sparkling water. I'm actually making a shopping list. Goodbye, Canada Dry Ginger Ale. For your pinching, sir.
That's very satisfying.
I'm holding my breath.
I can smell colors.
Here, if it'll make anyone feel better.
We're almost done now.
Now it looks like the T1000.
Okay, so now let's start prepping.
The death ingot.
You mind touching that and see if it's warm?
I mean, you can get your hand. Well, that's one of the things we learned at the blacksmith shop is that he forbade us from using gloves because you don't know
No,
whether or
it's
not
hot.
something's hot.
Yeah.
So here, I'm gonna take off the glove. Right here, hold it out, and I'm gonna see if I can feel the ambient. Yeah, you can definitely feel the ambient heat. And do you want that to get all the way red hot?
No, I just want it hot enough to not be super cold so it won't cool off the metal so fast.
Yeah.
So it gives me just a little bit more time to pour. The other thing is there's going to be impurities in this aluminum.
Yep.
And so when you start to pour, you'll notice like a thick layer on top. That's okay, just pour around. What will happen is it'll just create a little funnel, it'll pour out of it, and impurities will usually stay inside of the crucible.
Okay, I assume we don't want to, once we're happy with the shape of it, if we want the back of the death ingot to be nice and smooth, no poking, just let it be bulbousy,
Yep.
right?
That's exactly it.
Let's see if we can do this. I'm gonna mush it just a bit, and I'm gonna grab it, and you can kill it. Waste no time. Come on, death ingot.
Ooh.
Keep going,
Now
keep
use the
going,
hot
keep
piece
going,
to
keep
spread
going.
it around. Yep,
Keep
yep,
going,
yep.
keep
tapping
going.
it, keep tapping it.
Keep going.
Keep tapping it.
Death ingot.
There we go, that's it.
Almost there. Oh, did we get it?
Yeah, we got it, baby.
God, you could just watch it cool.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah! Oh my God. If you told me that we could do this fast and actually have it work, I'd say you confused us for another channel.
Yeah. I mean, we went from build to a skull medallion in less than an hour.
So how long do we give this before we feel like it can open
Grab
up?
that water. Watch your eyes, it's gonna steam like crazy.
All right. It says the sound of two lightsabers hitting. Yeah! Forged in fire, hardened by Cory's spillage, launching and dancing, I present to you the death ingots. Oh my God, that's awesome.
I'm gonna etch some sort of curse into it.
Oh my God, look at that. It's like if C-3PO wanted to kill you. Oh, that's so awesome.
This is such a fast and easy project. I really thought this was gonna be one that was gonna take us all day.
No danger whatsoever.
Okay. Sure.
Look, it is a statistical impossibility that a broken clock won't eventually be right.
Yes.
This is the episode. Thank you so much to Cory Cranfield, our quartermaster, for teaching us how to take garbage and make a death ingot. I had a shower thought the other day.
Oh God.
That you could go literally from a nobody to a worldwide media mogul just like that.
What? How?
With Squarespace, right? I mean, it's like you put your website up and it scales instantly. You could become a hit within minutes and they're gonna be able to handle the capacity, and of course it's gonna look good because of their award-winning designs, their beautiful layouts and everything, and best part, you're gonna own your own content because there are sneaky people out there that make it difficult to move your content to another site. But with Squarespace, they have one-click portability.
I like that you have 24/7, 365-day technical support available to you at all times, and no patches, no updates, nothing like that.
Plugins, none of that
plugins.
stuff. Do us a favor, head on over to squarespace.com/rogue, give it a free trial, see it for yourself.
And you get 10% off if you use promo code ROGUE.
Did you know that Anthony
probably good.
Perkins was in the black hole?
Yeah, Norman Bates himself.
I totally didn't know that.
And Ernest Borgnine is the most convincing scientist ever.
Because scientists just walk around amazed by everything.
I know.
Like, whoa, wow. Whoa, we're in space.